Hello ladies, it's Mr. Sullivan. Today we're going to be looking at Introduction to Angles. Today's learning target is I can understand the basic properties of angles in geometry. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking a lot at angle terminology. So you might have realized that just after these past two lessons, geometry is very vocabulary intensive. So if you want to write down the definitions on a separate sheet of paper, make sure you have the visuals associated, but make sure that you are keeping up with our definitions. So, the definition of an angle is the union of two rays that have a common endpoint. So we know that rays go on forever and ever and ever in one direction, and they're going to have an opening when they connect with each other. So right here in our visual, these are the parts of an angle. We say anything on the outside of our angle is its exterior. We say anything on the inside is its interior. So the exterior and the interior. Our sides are basically where your rays are. So for instance, BA is a side and BC is a side. Where your rays meet is where your vertex is. So my vertex in this angle is B. And I have it as angle 1. There are 4 ways to name your angle. You can simply just name it by its vertex. So in this case, angle B. You can also name it by the number you put there. So for instance, I put a 1 here, so I can name this angle 1. We're typically going to be using these two notations. Or you can name it as this. So I can name it as this. I start at the letter A, go to B, end at C. So I can name this angle ABC, or I can name it angle start at C, go to B, end at A, angle CBA. Those are the 4 ways to name an angle. Name it by its vertex, number it, or start at its rays. Here are some definitions. An acute angle is an angle less than 90 degrees. A right angle is an angle that is exactly 90 degrees. So if I were to draw an acute angle, it would look something like this. Does not have a wide opening. A right angle is going to be always right. It's going to look something like this. And typically we have a square to denote that it's a right angle. An obtuse angle is an angle that's larger than 90 but less than 180, so that's this image right here. That's our obtuse angle. A straight angle is an angle that's 180 degrees, so that's simply just a straight line like this. And a reflex angle is one that we typically don't deal with, but it's an angle that's larger than 180 degrees. So, what is 2/3 of a right angle? Well, we know from before that a right angle is 90 degrees. So when we do this, we simply just do 2/3 of 90. Type that in your calculator and tell me what you get. Well, you should get 180 divided by 3, which is 60 degrees. And that's your final answer. Now, we want to classify 2/5 of a straight angle as acute, right, or obtuse. Well, we know a straight angle has 180 degrees. And we want to do 2/5 of 180. If you type that in your calculator, tell me what you get. You should get 72 degrees. Thing is, I want to classify that as acute, right, or obtuse. Well, I know an obtuse angle is an angle that's greater than 90 and less than 180. I know a right angle is 90 degrees, and acute is less than 90. So is 72 degrees less than 90, 90, or in between 90 and 180? Yep, it's less than 90. So we can say this is a acute angle. Let's go on to the next set of problems. What we want to do is we want to name this angle over here in as many ways as possible. Well, if I wanted to, I can just name it Q, so I can name it angle Q. If I want to, I could also put my favorite number here. I can put a 3 here, So I can name it angle 3. I could have also named it angle 1, 2, 4, 5, whatever you wanted to. I could also name it angle PQR. Or I can name it angle RQP. And again, remember, my Q has to be in the middle each time. My vertex is where the two angles meet. So my vertex in this image is point Q. So I would simply just write a Q. My sides are my rays. So in this case, my side is QP and QR. And that's it. Now your edpuzzle practice will be broken up into this.